morning, Meshach. It's Tuesday, December 28th, aka 3 days out from the end of the year. Which, conceptually, I can grasp, but I don't think that it's hit me yet. Sam and Meshach has consumed so much of my time over the past 362 days that I don't know what I'm gonna do without it. It's been a really good ride. Thank you, Meshach. Thank you, Schmackers. Thank you, everyone in our lives who has had to endure us making videos and editing at all weird hours of the day. None of this would be the same without you guys, and it really has been a wonder. Today, Meshach, I want to talk about the viewers of this video. You, dear viewer, are one of the most dedicated nerds. And for that, I thank you. Let me explain. I'm not calling you a nerd for no reason. When I was 10 years old, I found a YouTube channel called The Vlog Brothers. It was nerdy and it was witty and it made me feel right at home during a time in my life when I felt really ostracized and uncomfortable in my own skin. Every Tuesday and every Friday, I would spend 4 minutes watching the new episode. And on the days in between, when there were no episodes, I would spend every minute that I could watching old episodes before my parents would shoo me off their work computer. Eventually, I finished all of the Vlog Brothers episodes, which there were many of. But it didn't stop there. The Vlog Brothers introduced me to a loving, caring community that would provide me entertainment, education, and hope when I needed it most. All of which came in the form of scavenger hunts and discussion boards, Reddit threads, and lots of YouTube videos, and so much more. As I dug deeper and deeper into the most obscure parts of the internet, I realized that I was one of the most dedicated nerds. Or in this case, one of the most dedicated nerd fighters. I realized that when you're watching a video that's 9 years old and has 20 views, you're in deep. Which brings me back to you, viewer. If you're watching this, you're like me. You're like Meshach. As many viewers will already know, Meshach and I met in our freshman year and bonded over our mutual love of Craig Benzine, aka Wheezy Waiter. I loved that he didn't just know of Wheezy Waiter, he got the references I made and made them himself. When I suggested that we tweet a photo of ourselves in front of my Wheezy Waiter poster, he wasn't just okay with the idea, he showed up an hour later with his Eagle Punchers t-shirt on and tagged Craig in the photo that we posted. When Craig replied to our tweet and Meshach got just as giddy as I did, I knew that I had found a dedicated nerd like me. I knew that he had spent hours watching and rewatching old videos, that he would get passionate about creating cool art, and that he wasn't too proud to get excited about the things that he really cares about. If you're watching this, then you're either here with us now, following along this conversation, or you're not, and somehow you've found your way to this conversation, to this little corner of the internet, and stayed around long enough to hear me say this. Either way, thank you. If you're here with us now, thank you for sticking around with us thus far and making this project as interesting and rich as it has been. If not, and if you're from the future scouring the internet for any last remaining trace of famous director slash YouTube star Meshach Malley, if you're a nerd fighter or a sports racer that's in this deep, if you're a schmacker long since this conversation has finished, thank you. Thank you for being passionate, thank you for being on this journey with us, and thank you for making this little corner of the internet a little bit better with your care. Finally, thank you to Meshach, who is such a dedicated nerd that he made hundreds of videos with me this year. I love you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to tell a loved one you love them. And Meshach, I'll see you tomorrow. And boy, if you stuck around this long, you're really dedicated.